Chapter 5 Lu Qinghe, Appetite. It was the voice of younger sister Lu Qinghe. Lu Sheng could imagine Lu Qinghe's expression now through the door. There is a little impatience in the indifference. Lu Qinghe has always looked down on his big brother. Lu Sheng is going to be 18 this year, and his blood value is 0.8. It has dropped to 0.78 in the past few days. His combat index and actual combat class results are in a mess, and his total score is in the middle and lower reaches even in Baihano. With such a result, Lu Sheng's college entrance examination is not enough for the last undergraduate course. But Lu Qinghe is different. He has just turned 16 this year, and his qi and blood value has already exceeded 1.0 in the last test, and his combat effectiveness index has exceeded 100. He is also quite talented in actual combat. Currently studying in the genius class of Baihe No. 1 Middle School, the best in Baihe City. If this trend continues, it is entirely possible to impact the eligibility for admission to key Wuhan universities in 2 years. To sum it up in one sentence, Lu Qinghe is a genius, an out-and-out genius. Compared with Lu Qinghe, Lu Sheng was mediocre to the point of mud. A cliché combination of a mediocre big brother and a genius sister. Although the Lu family didn't prefer any child because of differences in martial arts talents, Lu Sheng felt that this was the reason why Lu Qinghe had a bad relationship with him all the time. Perhaps in Lu Qinghe's heart, without the burden of his mediocre big brother, she who can get all the resources of the whole family can rush to a higher level now. Understood, come right away. Lu Sheng responded, and the knocking on the door stopped abruptly. At this time, Lu Sheng also regained consciousness, and he obviously realized that he had just experienced another nightmare. However, unlike before, Lu Sheng didn't feel any discomfort after this nightmare. Even. The condition is surprisingly good. I didn't feel tired or sleepy, I felt very energetic. Lu Sheng was a little surprised. He tried to recall everything he experienced in the dream. After a while, Lu Sheng was shocked. Those memories I got from the zombies, I remember them all clearly. The various fighting skills I inherited are still firmly engraved in my muscle memory, even. Lu Sheng waved his fist against the air. Even the strength seems to have grown a bit. This is especially incredible. You know, strength comes from qi and blood. The increase in physical fitness must be the result of the increase in qi and blood. Lu Sheng felt that his strength had increased. Didn't he feel that his blood value had increased? Can a dream increase qi and blood? Arabian Nights. Lu Sheng couldn't believe it, and suspected that these were his own illusions. Of course, the most direct way to verify the authenticity of this feeling is to do a comprehensive physical test. Eat first, after dinner, go to a martial arts gym to test. Lu Sheng quickly calmed down the turbulent mood, tidied up a little, and then walked out of the room. The only thing about Lu Sheng, who has been a man for 2 lifetimes, is better than his peers, is probably his calm mind. Lu Sheng put his head down and stuffed his mouth with big mouthfuls of food, like someone who has been hungry for days. When he picked up the cleaned empty bowl and handed it to his mother Jing Yufan asking for another bowl, he suddenly found that the 3 people at the dinner table looked at him with strange eyes. Only then did Lu Sheng realize. The amount of food I eat today seems to be exaggerated. Forget it, I'm full. Lu Sheng hesitated for a moment, wanting to take the bowl back. But he was snatched by Lu Dehai. What's the matter, can you still be hungry at home? Damn, my child, go and steam a pot of rice, and fry 2 more dishes by the way. Mom Jing Yufan answered and got up to go. Lu Dehai looked quite happy, looked at Lu Sheng with a smile, and said, it's like this when boys are developing. They don't feel full after eating. Their hair just popped up. I'll buy some supplements tomorrow. The puberty period is a good time to increase vitality, don't waste it. Lu Sheng nodded. Where can it go if it goes up again? It will be 18 soon. Lu Qinghe next to him stuffed a piece of braised pork into his mouth, making a disdainful sound while chewing. Lu Dehai glared at her and said, don't beat your brother up all the time. It's a good thing to be able to raise a little bit. Those who graduated from Wuhan University with a bachelor's degree and those who graduated from a junior college are completely treated differently. Lu Qinghe pouted, but said nothing. Lu Sheng remained silent. To be honest, he was taken aback by the amount of food tonight. He ate 7 bowls of rice and still didn't feel full. You know, Lu Qinghe usually only eats 5 bowls of rice. And Lu Qinghe's qi and blood value was more than 0.2 higher than that of Lu Sheng, and he had always eaten twice as much as Lu Sheng. Perhaps the blood value has really increased, and it's not my illusion. Lu Sheng thought to himself. Mother Jing Yufan quickly fried 2 more meat dishes and served them. Lu Sheng ate 2 more bowls of rice, said hello to his family, and went straight out the door. He couldn't wait to test his current values in all aspects. Chapter 6 Hongchuan Martial Arts Gym, Strength Grows Hongchuan Wuguan. Lu Sheng found it along the navigation of his mobile phone, and stopped in front of the nearest martial arts gym. The appearance of this martial arts gym is not big, and the decoration is neither bad nor bad. It can be regarded as a very ordinary private martial arts gym. The owner of the hall, Ai Hongchuan, is a 4th-level martial artist. He is good at family boxing. He once won the top 10 of the 23rd Baiyue City Martial Arts Exchange. There was an enrollment advertisement posted at the entrance of the martial arts hall, and Lu Sheng read it out. The words Level 4 Warrior on the advertisement caught Lu Sheng's attention. According to the standards issued by the World Martial Arts League, a warrior with a peak blood value of more than 200 and a combat power index of more than 100,000 can be called Level 4. The blood value is equivalent to more than 200 of me, and the combat power index is more than 100 times that of mine. Lu Sheng roughly imagined that realm in his mind, and the result he got was very exaggerated. The higher the level of martial arts, the greater the gap between the next level. A 4th-level warrior, even in the entire Baiyue City, can be regarded as a master, a figure with a head and a face. From this point of view, this martial arts school still has some foundations. But this has nothing to do with Lu Sheng. The fee standard in the admissions advertisement was simply not something he could afford. For a martial arts student from an ordinary family like him, it is already very difficult to maintain the supplements needed for daily martial arts practice, let alone enroll in extracurricular classes to learn boxing techniques to improve actual combat skills. That is the treatment that only children from wealthy families are entitled to. For children from ordinary families, it is enough to lay a solid foundation and work hard to improve the blood value. If Lu Qinghe has an idea, the family may give her the money. Forget it. Besides, there is a way to absorb the memory of zombie martial arts in dreams, and I don't really need such tutoring. Thinking about it, Lu Sheng strode into the Hongchuan Martial Arts Hall. There is a reception desk at the entrance of the martial arts hall. The person in charge of the reception desk is a girl in her 20s, who looks quite beautiful. Seeing Lu Sheng, the girl quickly put on a professional smile and greeted him. Is this classmate here to enroll in the martial arts improvement class in our martial arts school? Lu Sheng shook his head. Let me test the blood value and combat power. General martial arts gyms will provide similar testing services. The test results are almost the same as those in schools, and the cost is not high. The girl at the front desk glanced at the school uniform Lu Sheng was wearing, nodded, and said, "Okay, wait a minute." With her eyesight, she can naturally see that Lu Sheng is the kind of child from an ordinary family, and there is no need to waste words on him. Go along the corridor to room number 8. There is a test machine in it. Can you operate it? Do you need me to find someone to help you? The attitude of the girl at the front desk was not bad, and she didn't mean to look down on Lu Sheng. Lu Sheng said he could, then took the rental card given by the girl at the front desk, and followed her guidance to find a special testing room. The instrument for testing blood is somewhat similar to a printer. There is a small groove at the lower end, and a disposable sterile sampling needle is placed next to it. Lu Sheng opened a sampling needle, took a little blood from the tip of his left middle finger, and put it in the groove of the instrument. A light blue light fell on the dark red blood, and then the instrument made a soft beep sound, and a value jumped out on the LCD screen of the blood tester. 0.963. The blood value is accurate to 3 decimal places. When Lu Sheng saw this value, although he had expected it in his heart, he couldn't help but clenched his fists. The blood value has really increased. And the increase is not small. It has increased by 0.18, nearly 0.2. And this was just the result of him hunting and killing 3 zombies in his dream. Facts have proved that everything I got in that dream can indeed be brought into reality. This is no longer a simple game of killing monsters and upgrading, but real practice. Lu Sheng held back his agitated heart. No one would be willing to be mediocre, let alone him who has been mediocre all his life. Now that he finally saw the dawn of being able to shine in martial arts, how could he not be excited and happy? Test the combat power index again. The equipment used to test combat effectiveness is much larger, as tall as a person, and in the middle of the equipment is a groove filled with cushions. When testing, just punch hard into the groove. The memory of the one-piece suit zombie has the technique of punching strength, try it. Lu Sheng didn't know the strength of the 2 jumpsuit zombies he killed, but they were definitely stronger than him now. And the skills and experience accumulated by the 2 through many penances and battles during their lifetimes are undoubtedly even more treasures for him now. Drink. Lu Sheng took a deep breath, and the muscles of his right arm followed the skill trajectory in memory, and punched the force gauge hard. Boom, a number popped up on the force gauge. 113, combat power 113. It has already exceeded the standard combat power index represented by his blood value of 0.96. This should be the bonus brought by the skill. Then Lu Sheng tested the left arm punch again. The value was a little less than the right arm, but it was more than 100. After several tests, Lu Sheng finally withdrew his fist contentedly. Last year, the scoreline for Baya City's martial arts undergraduate course was 1.05 for vitality and 105 for combat power. In other words, I have almost reached the standard of the undergraduate line now. Even if you can't dream again now, you will be able to enter any Nibbin martial arts university in more than 200 days after the college entrance examination.